Well, hello everybody. We are back again. I'm Chris, and with me as always is Matt and Mike. Some exciting things happening at the library. Just yesterday, if you're not a fan of our Facebook page, you're going to want to follow it. We announced that just yesterday we received a check from the Elegance for $25,000. Totally awesome. This is several years now where we've been lucky enough to be one of the benefiting charities for the Elegance. It's an absolute phenomenal event. It's not just one show. It's not just one day of showing. It's a full weekend. So if you've never attended the Elegance, you're going to want to attend this year. And it's the weekend of June 11th in 2017. Friday and Saturday, they do a vintage hill climb. And then Sunday is the actual Elegance show. And that's where there's a lot of high-end, custom coach-bodied cars that are on display in the garden of the Hotel Hershey.
Yeah, it's a great show. There's a lot of cars you won't see really anywhere else sometimes, so it's a cool show.
Yeah. And you get a really great program. So come.
The program's pretty good. We do a lot of behind-the-scenes help with the program, so it's worth the price of admission. But yeah, check that out. And again, a big thanks to the Elegance, because that money certainly helps our operations and ensures a bright future for us. And other news right now, what I'm working on is I'm organizing the Dodge Brothers collection, a new portion of that collection. A gentleman by the name of John Parsons passed away maybe about a year ago now. He lived down in the Washington area, and he was the primo collector for early Dodge Brothers Club material. He has things like early and preliminary parts lists and shop manuals, plenty of sales literature. The really cool thing that John collected was company documents, so a lot of internal correspondence, a lot of handwritten notes from key players in the early Dodge Brothers organization. Here we have an early stock certificate. This is actually number 3, so the third piece of stock that Dodge Brothers issued is sitting right here and is on the shelf here in the AACA library. But again, that's maintained by the Dodge Brothers Club. They still own the material. We're fortunate enough to house it for them. And like I said, we're sorting it, getting everything lined up for which folder it belongs in. We hope to have it in the catalog and searchable and usable by the general public probably by the end of this year. So if you are a Dodge Brothers Club enthusiast, this is definitely a collection you're going to want to check out. So stay tuned and visit us soon for that.
That's right, Chris. Well, on a related note, Chris is talking about adding stuff to the Dodge Brothers Club collection, and we've cataloged some new pieces for our collection, and I wanted to share some little highlights for you. And seeing as how there was an election, this one's appropriate. It's the '84 Renault American right in front of the White House. We got to put a Frenchman in office.
We don't get political here.
And this one's really cool. This is an economy car. It's a cycle car. And for this one, this is the first time I've seen this happen, where we had to create a new file for it. So we never had anything. It's kind of funny because if you look at the front of it, the picture that it shows, it's actually sitting on somebody's front porch, which is pretty unusual.
That's funny.
But
yeah, I wonder how they got that on there. Maybe it's just a drawing.
No, where there's a way those cycle cars were pretty darn light.
Yeah.
Really strong brute force. And go a little further on here to 1939. This little piece is kind of neat. It's from Chrysler for the World's Fair, and they had an exhibit, and this shows like it highlights some of their show that they had there. Very neat. And if you have a police car, we got 71 and 72 Ford. And for something a little odd but neat, a French Toyota specification sheet for the Dyno, the Starlet Dyno, which has a dinosaur in the background. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Mike's on the lookout for a duplicative, so if you're looking to sell one, you should talk to him.
Yeah, if you have one, send one my way. It's a pretty cool piece. And some of this stuff, specifically like the dinosaur, as well as even like the more odd things, Every day we make a new post to our Tumblr page. You can find that at aacalibrary.tumblr.com. I'll put the link on here for you. But some of this stuff is what we kind of put on there. It's a little bit of the odd and the weird. But we also put normal sales literature, photographs, sometimes there's videos, there's all sorts of stuff. We've been doing it for about 4 years now. And right now there's over 1,600 posts. And these are all searchable through that site. There's a little search box. You can type in anything from Ford, Chevrolet, even to descriptors like air conditioning or animals or fashion or whatever. You can throw whatever in there and you might come up with something. And the cool thing about it is that you can even do it by decades, so 1940s, 1950s, and it'll sort through everything we've posted, and it'll give you a cool little web page link, just one after another down the page. And it's a really cool way to sort through things, and it's a really nice way to get a look at what we have here. And like I said, there's over 1,600 posts, and they're all going to be different. Some of them are ranging from early 1900s, late 1800s, up until modern day. It's kind of a way to showcase our collection and have a little fun with it. Sometimes we find weird things like this dinosaur piece, and it's like, oh, that's kind of fun, and we throw it out there. It's not every day you see a French.
A dinosaur licking a car.
A dinosaur licking a car.
I've used it before when I'm writing articles. I did one on animals and advertising. So, like, I could use keywords like, okay, dog, horse, just animal. And that's how I found a lot of the material that I used.
Yeah, it's almost like a supplement to our online catalog where, there might be there's no reason for us to put that there's a dog on the catalog in our online catalog. But for this, it's kind of fun to do those descriptors because, it's these weird little oddball things. It's like, oh, Matt was like, hey, I'm going to write an article on animals and advertising, and where do I start? And it was like, oh, check out the Tumblr page. And literally we know there was all these random things that we had been accumulating and not really paying attention to. And we're like, oh, yeah, there's like 40 results here just for animals. So it was kind of neat. But check that out. It's a really cool resource to see what's in the library. Other news around here: the new Antique Automobile magazine is out. You may or may not have gotten it in the mail yet, depending on when you're watching this. There's a new library article in there that I wrote. It's about illustrating the automobile. It was a fun little article. You can check that out in there. It kind of goes through different artists that were credited and how the bulk of artists weren't credited for drawing and illustrating a lot of the old brochures. But what I want to highlight about this is that we I don't know if many people know this, but we have a repository, a database type of thing of all of our articles from Antique Automobile going back to 2011. You can view them both as a PDF, or we set them up as a web page where it's set up a little different. Sometimes we put extra pictures in there and stuff that didn't really make it to the article due to like page length and stuff like that. We kind of supplemented a little bit onto the web page. So like I said, we go from the most current issue up, I think, back to 2011 or so. You can check those out and read our past articles and have fun with those. But I think that's, unless anyone else has anything to add this year. Or this week.
This year. We haven't been too consistent with our webcast, but it's not just on every year. Just a couple more notes. So you're aware, if you were planning on stopping by the library, we're going to be closed Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. So we'll also have some Christmas and New Year closures, but we'll announce those in our next webcast. Right now, all you need to know is Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving we will be closed. Also, we want you to continue to send in names for our webcasts. We've only received one suggestion from the public so far, and we're going to wait to name our webcast till we get maybe 5. So we need some help. Keep sending those names, keep sending those thoughts along, and we'll see what we come up with. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the library, and we'll see you next time.
I was going to say, this is the first issue that has ever had a Santa hat on the front cover.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, up there, I got you.